Hello there, how are you? Welcome once again to our online Gold Experience B2 video classes. Okay, so we talked about maps last time, and we're going to talk about something completely different now, about getting things done. I'm going to start off with a dictation. Good fun, eh? So get a pen or a pencil and a piece of paper. Pause the video and get them. Okay, 2 sentences. Sentence number 1. I had my house painted. Sentence number 2. I painted my house. Okay, I had my house painted. I painted my house. 2 sentences, but with a different focus. So which sentence do I paint? That's right, sentence number 2. In sentence number 1, I ask another person to paint my house. I ask for a service. Think about these things. Which do these things do you have done? And which things do you do for yourself? Okay? What about doing your homework? Yes, you do your homework. You don't usually have your homework done. Tidy your room? I wish I had my room tidied. I wish I had a cleaner, but I'm afraid I have to tidy my room. I'm sure you do too. What about your hair, cutting your hair? Well, as you see, I haven't had my hair cut for a long time. As I'm sure the same for all of you, I usually have my hair cut once a month by a hairdresser near my house. And you? Do you cut your hair, or do you have your hair cut by someone else? Alright, so that idea of asking somebody to do something or having something happen to you, we use have or get plus the action and then the verb, okay? The objects and then the verb. It's a kind of similar to a passive form, though it's not strictly a passive. So I'd like you to open up your books on page 83. Okay, use of English part 1. This is something they test quite often, sometimes in the transformations, as we're going to see. Have, get something done. Okay. We use, let's read the grammar book box on page 83. Remember, we use have something done or get something done when someone else completes an action for us, or someone does an action and it affects us. Okay, for example, it was a great way to learn important information rather than have a lot of facts thrown at you. Okay, that's what the girl said in the maps thing. Okay, being more active, the exhibition was more interesting than just having lots of information thrown at you from various different areas. B. Note that this form, with the verb have, can be used for something when something bad has happened to you. I had my wallet stolen on the bus. Okay. Not a nice experience. Okay, there are related forms, as I said. We can use get. Okay. Our local library made an effort to get some rare maps included. I went to the mechanics to get my car checked. Okay, I didn't check my car, the mechanic did. Have somebody do something. Here we're using not the past participle, but the bare infinitive. I had the guy explain it to me. Okay. So if we think of the original one, I had my house painted, we could say I had the man paint my house. Okay. So there we've got slightly different order. Get someone to do something. Same as the one before, but notice with have, we say have somebody do. With get, is get somebody to do. Okay? And finally, need, when we use need in the passive, or rather the verb that comes after in the passive, we have two options. Something needs doing. I'm not going to do it. Another person is going to do it. Something needs to be done. It's the same idea. Maps can communicate a huge amount of information which otherwise would need explaining, would need to be explained. Okay? So need plus ing, the second verb is in a passive idea. My house needs painting. I need somebody to paint my house. Okay, so my time needed to be spent, needed spending at the Techie Corner. Okay, so look at these sentences and decide whether they are passive or they're using this have, get something done structure. Okay, so number one, my photo has been taken by a professional. This is, you got it, it's a passive. Okay, what about number two? The valuable painting was destroyed by vandals. What's that? Yes, that's right, it's a passive. Okay. They have had the whole house repainted. You should know this now. That's right, that's the have or get something done structure. Okay. Notice in number two we have the verb to be plus the past participle. Here we have the verb have. We can change the form, the object, and then the past participle. I got my laptop repaired last week. Same, this is the get something done. Okay, I took it to the shop and the man repaired it. I got it repaired. Finally, the project will have to be finished by next Monday. This is a passive, yeah? We've got a passive infinitive. Okay, have to be finished. Okay, well, let's listen to Tom. Okay, I'm just booting up the listening, so if you just wait for a second. Tom is organising a concert. Read Tom's list below. We're going to listen and check the things he has got done, that he has managed to organise for other people to come and do. Put a cross next to things which still need doing. Yeah, he's still waiting for someone to come and do them. Okay, just wait for a second. Read through. We got publicity. Do the posters. Radio station advertising. Participants, musicians from school, other musicians. Organisations, chairs, etc. in the school hall, and sell tickets. Okay, so let's listen to our dear friend Tom. Okay.
Well, yes, it is difficult organising a fundraising event. There are always last-minute panics. However, I'm slowly getting through my checklist. Firstly, regarding publicity, I've got my friend Karen to design some really nice posters that will catch people's eye. She's great at things like that. I'm also going to ask the local radio station to advertise the concert in the slots between programmes. They'll usually support a local cause, so I must get in touch with them as soon as possible. Some really good musicians from school are performing. That's fixed. But we're still waiting to hear from a couple of well-known singers who might appear as well. That would be really cool. Apart from that, well, there's the organisation of the school hall. You know, having all the chairs put out and the sound system checked out. But that has all got to be done nearer the time. For now, I think I'm doing okay. Tickets have been printed and they go on sale tomorrow.
Okay, let's check the answers. Do the posters. Yes, he's had the posters done. He got his friend Karen to do them. I think it was Karen. Radio station advertising. No, that needs doing. Musicians from school. Yes, he has organised that. Okay. Other musicians still needs doing. And chairs. needs doing next week, and selling tickets as well also needs to be done or needs doing. Okay, so let's move on to part 3. We need to complete the questions using forms from the grammar box. And then we need to ask and answer. Well, if you have a partner, if you're in contact with anybody, brother, sister, perhaps you could practice doing them. Okay, so let's read through the questions, pause the video, and then we can check the forms. Okay? Good. So the first one, how often do you have your hair cut? Okay, you can ask me. So I usually have my hair cut between every 4 and 6 weeks. I had my hair cut 2 or 3 weeks before before the lockdown. So really I need it cut now. It needs cutting, as you can see. Number 2, do you know anyone who has had tattoos done? Or I suppose you could say, do you know anyone who is going to have some tattoos done? There are different options, okay? In my case, yes, I know a lot of friends, people I know have had tattoos done. In the past, when I was young, it was a lot different to it is now. Tattoos were not the sort of thing that many people had. It's almost only people in the army, sailors, and criminals. It wasn't very much more than that. But now it's very popular. Number 3, would you ever consider getting your hair dyed? Ask your partner or answer it yourself. In my case, I would never consider getting my hair dyed. Part of the problem is I have a beard. I'd have to dye quite a lot. I did once have my hair dyed blonde, and I can honestly say it was horrible. And I think maybe for the occasional party, I might have, in my punk days, I might have had my hair dyed pink or something. But no, not really. What is the most urgent thing that needs doing in your life right now? Right, well, these videos. I suppose the most urgent thing that needs to be done is this coronavirus needs to be under control. It needs to be put under control because it's getting frustrating. It's getting very worrying, and I'd like to get out of the house. Number 5. Have you ever got someone to look after a pet for you, and was it difficult? In my case, yes, I used to have a dog, a lovely dog, and a couple of times when I went on holiday, I got a friend to look after him, to take him for walks, and I had a whale of a time. In fact, he had a very good time, a whale of a time, yeah, like the animal, a whale of a time. In fact, the dog didn't want to come back home. Okay, so we'll stop there on that. Now, as I said, this structure is often tested, especially in transformations. So I'd like you to read the exam tip first. Try to think of which structure is being tested when you do keyword transformations. Read the first sentence. Think about whether it's passive, it's in the past, that sort of thing. Make sure that your answer is grammatically correct, but don't write more than 5 words, including the given word, which cannot be changed. We know all this, but it's always good to remember it. So, the first sentence. The books are being delivered next week. The first things we need to notice is that this is passive, and we need to notice that it's talking about the future. Okay? And that it's talking about the future. Sorry about that. I had a quite interruption. So the books are being delivered next week. We, what 4 words are missing? Well, we know having is telling us this continuous idea, our being. But it's the book, so we're going to have to use this have something done. So the answer is we are having the books delivered next week. Okay, just count them up. We are having the books delivered next week. Okay, they often do these kind of have something done. Keep an eye out for them. So, in number 5, you need to rewrite the sentences using the words given, used between 2 and 5 words. Not all of them are this kind of structure, some of them are. Okay, I'm going to ask you to do that and send it to me in a Word document if possible, or in an email, and I'll check and make sure everything is all right for you. Also, I'd like you to look, when you can, at page 153. Okay, you can read again on 152 another explanation of these structures, and complete this text all about, I don't know what it's about, there you go, researchers and ancestors and so on. Okay, so a couple of bits of work for you there. Exercise 5 on page 83 and exercise 4 on page 153. Okay, so we'll stop there. Hopefully you're all well, as I'm sure you are, doing your best and not getting too bored. If you do get bored, study a bit of English. Also, remember, I've sent you, for those who've emailed me, I've sent you a Flipgrid thing. I'm still getting to grips with it. I'm not very good at learning new technology, but try and get back to me with your answers. Okay? And as usual, any inquiries, any queries, contact me. You've also got my email address, and don't forget the director's competition. Okay, see you later.